But before we start discussing the heroes, I want to inform you about the standards for evaluating heroes that I use in this video. There are 4 main points that I think you really need to know in order to determine whether these heroes are suitable to choose. The first is the year of release. Second is soul costs. Third is mana speed. And fourth is the skill effect. And later, we will calculate these 4 main points with 3 levels, namely bad, mediocre, and excellent, which will ultimately determine the favored score. After knowing the assessment method, let's apply it to the following heroes. Jett is a legendary hero, dark element, wizard class, and comes from the magic family. Judging from the year of its release, Jett has been released almost a year ago. Judging from the cost of souls, mana speed, and skill effects, Jett is quite reliable in attacking and healing himself and his allies, which makes his favored score at 83%. Combined with the cost of souls, which is relatively cheap for a new hero, indicating that many players will consider choosing him in this soul exchange event. Xavier is a legendary hero, holy element, rogue class, and comes from the super elemental family. Judging from the year of its release, Xavier has been released more than a year ago. Judging from the cost of soul, mana speed, and skill effects, Xavier can deal enough damage, plus mana reduce, which can delay the enemy's turn in attacking, making his favored score at 67.7%, combined with a fairly cheap soul cost, indicating that players might consider choosing him in this soul exchange event. Blossom is a legendary hero, fire element, cleric class, and comes from the construct family. Judging from the year of its release, Blossom has been released more than a year ago. Judging from the cost of souls, mana speed, and skill effects, Blossom is a strong healer, as well as a fairly reliable dispeller in the team, which makes her favored score at 73.5%, combined with a fairly cheap cost of souls, indicating that players will be quite likely to consider choosing her in this soul exchange event. Sobek is a legendary hero, ice element, wizard class, and comes from the Sun family. Judging from the year of its release, Sobek has been released more than 2 years ago. Judging from the cost of souls, mana speed, and skill effects, Sobek is a fairly strong damage dealer for an old hero, which makes his favored score at 60.7%, combined with a fairly cheap cost of souls, indicating that fewer players will consider choosing him in this soul exchange event. Februus is a legendary hero, nature element, cleric class, and comes from the masked god family. Judging from the year of its release, Februus has been released almost a year ago. Judging from the cost of souls, mana speed, and skill effects, Februus is a strong fiend destroyer, cleanser, and healer, as well as a fairly decent damage over time hero, which makes his favored score at 75.5%, combined with a fairly cheap cost of souls, indicating that some players will consider choosing him in this soul exchange event. So, from the assessment based on the favored score, which hero do you think is most likely to be chosen? And tell me why. If you have reached this point, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can get the latest video notifications from me about other heroes featured at the Soul Exchange event. And we'll meet again in the next Empires and Puzzles video.